80 to 90% of diets fail. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to lose weight and actually keep it off. So there's a show called The Biggest Loser, and it's about weight loss. And roughly 93% of the people who lose weight on the show actually gain the weight back. And this is just like most people who lose weight on their own. So what gives? Why do so many people regain weight after trying so hard and losing the weight that they initially lost? The biggest thing here is unsustainability. If you cannot sustain something long term, you're going to fall off of it and you're going to go back to your old ways. So before I talk about the general population, let's analyze the people on The Biggest Loser. So the reason these people are able to lose such a huge amount of weight in such a short amount of time is because they're usually put into a very high calorie deficit, meaning they are severely under eating from what they used to eat on a daily basis. For example, a 400-pound person will eat about 1,500 to 2,000 calories per day. That is a giant difference from what they used to eat on a daily basis to maintain their body weight of 400 pounds. And that massive calorie deficit will make you lose weight. They also exercise for hours every day. A whole lot of cardio, a whole lot of movement, and a whole lot of exercise. Also, they're in controlled environments. At home, you have restaurants, snacks, alcohol, social events, family dinners, but on the show, the food is given to you, workouts are scheduled for you, coaches are watching, and there's no normal distractions like there would be with regular life. So they lose a lot of weight. And then once they leave, they don't have this controlled environment where they're being forced to eat a certain amount of calories and all of these things and do all of these things that I just mentioned for them to maintain their newfound weight. And this is kind of similar to exactly what happens to people who diet to lose weight on their own. First off, they're eating way too little food on the diet. Remember, the people on The Biggest Loser, they're eating a very big calorie deficit. So let's say they're eating about 4,000 to 5,000 calories per day to maintain their body weight, because if you weigh a lot, you need to eat a lot of calories to maintain that body weight. And then the coaches put them on 1,500 to 2,000 calories for them to lose weight. And yes, this does cause weight loss quickly, but that does not mean it is sustainable long term. You cannot eat at such a big deficit forever, because what will happen is your body will increase cravings and hunger for you to regain the weight, because it's such a drastic change. So what you want to do instead is eat at a slight and sustainable calorie deficit. A 200 to 500 calorie deficit is enough for you to lose half a pound to 1 pound per week. And that deficit should be daily, by the way. And when weight loss is not as drastic as it is on The Biggest Loser, or as it is when people lose weight on their own, your body doesn't fight back as hard with cravings and hunger for you to regain the weight. So remember, slow and steady always wins the race. Second most important thing is they do not enjoy their diet. Both people on The Biggest Loser and people in real life, when they go on diets, they usually take out all of their favorite foods. And what happens is, yes, you're taking out your favorite foods, maybe because they're so high in calories, and now you have a calorie deficit for you to lose weight. But what happens is you start craving those foods. Combined with the big calorie deficit, that becomes a problem. If you lose weight through suffering and deprivation, you will rebel against the diet within given time, and you will regain the weight. Instead, what you want to do is make sure the diet is enjoyable to you, incorporate foods that you enjoy, and the way you do that is fit those foods into your calorie intake. And like I said, if you don't like something long term, you're not going to want to do it permanently. So what you need to do is decrease the intensity of your calorie deficit, start incorporating foods that you enjoy, and that way you can see it as a long-term thing that you can adhere to for the rest of your life. Also, if your calorie deficit is very drastic and you're not enjoying your diet, you're going to rely heavily on willpower instead of habits. So if you were enjoying your diet and you were eating at a calorie deficit, you would start to build habits that would keep the weight low instead of regaining the weight. If you rely on willpower too much, you're going to return to the exact habits that made you gain the weight in the first place. Next, I want to talk about exercising too much. Now, in The Biggest Loser, you'll see that the contestants are actually working out a lot. They're going from 0 to 100 really quick, which is what a lot of beginners do in real life as well. They'll start going to the gym and they're going way too much, way too soon. Instead, what you want to do is you want to start off on the lower end and slowly increase it over time. So you don't want to jump into 10 hours of cardio per week Instead, what you want to do is start off with a solid amount of resistance training, which can be ranging from 2 to 3 days per week. And that's more than enough, especially if you're a beginner. You're going to start building a solid amount of muscle mass under the hood while you're losing body fat with that slight calorie deficit. And then once the weight starts stalling, you can either lower your calorie intake, or what you could do is start doing some cardio or a combination of both in order for you to increase the deficit for you to continue losing weight. Lastly, most of these people who lost weight, they didn't have a transition strategy from going from fat loss to maintenance. When you reach your weight goal, you don't want to continue eating in a calorie deficit. You want to actually slowly start bringing the calories back up to maintenance so that you can now maintain your body weight. This is in some cases called reverse dieting, where you slowly bring up the calories slightly back to maintenance. And the way you do that is every week you go ahead and increase 200 to 250 calories. When you see that your body weight is maintaining itself, then you are at maintenance. For example, let's say you finish the diet at 1500 calories and you are now at your target body weight. Now your goal should be to maintain your newfound body weight. Now, what you could do is increase your calories by 250 calories and watch your body weight and how it reacts. If you see that your body weight is decreasing, then you can add another 250 calories. If you see it maintaining, then add 10% more calories to your daily calorie intake now and see how your body weight reacts. Over time, you'll see it's either going down or going up or stabilizing. If it's stabilizing, that's how many calories you need for your body to maintain its newfound body weight. And continue eating at those calories, and remember to incorporate your favorite foods into your diet. That way you can keep the new body weight. And that's pretty much it. That's how you stop weight regain from happening. By the way, if you're struggling to lose weight no matter what you try, there's a link in the description that you can click for a free call with me. It's a call where I explain how I can help you solve that problem. You don't have to click it or anything, but it's there if you want to check it out. Thanks so much for watching until the end. If you liked the video, go ahead and give it a like, subscribe, comment, all the other YouTube shit. I'll see you back on the next one. Bye.